Hello, Bella Vista. This is JB Portello. Welcome to In the Know. This program is produced after each monthly board meeting to give you a summary of the topics and the events going on at the Property Owners Association. In addition, these episodes are posted on the Facebook pages of the POA as well as the Bella Vista Community TV station. So sit back and enjoy being in the know. Hey, Bella Vista, good morning. JB Portello here with our COO, Tom Judson.
How are you today?
I am great. You know, I'm always energized with these in the know things because we're able to tell Bella Vista about what's happened and some additional things that are going on in your universe.
Well, every time these shows come up, I always get an itch to do them for you.
Okay, good job. Well, as always, another very wonderful celebrating success.
We had a great one. So Caitlin Atkins works in our HR department. And I'm going to be kind of a little bit cryptic on this story intentionally because I want to kind of protect the people that were involved. But a spouse of one of our employees was a few hours away and had a medical emergency and didn't know where they were from, where the name of their spouse. They didn't know anything. For whatever reason, the only thing they knew is that their spouse worked for the POA. So Caitlin received the call from the first responder, and by asking a series of questions, was able to finally figure out the name of the employee and was able to get a hold of the employee and get them going safely towards where the spouse was. And it was just kind of one of those neat stories where there's no training for that.
No.
There's no manual. She just had to figure it out, and she put so much care into it to try and help out this employee and their spouse that was in distress.
It speaks to her personality, to her skill set.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I'm happy for her. She's a delightful person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. We have a new kid on the block.
Yeah. So Tammy Lloyd was our corporate secretary for a couple of years, 3 years. Did an outstanding job. And she's moved on. Great new job. Permanent work from home. You can't beat that.
No.
I think she was getting tired of my bad jokes. That's why she left.
You think?
I think that's what it is.
Oh, darn.
And so we've hired a new one. It's Corinne Marin. And she's our new corporate secretary. She's a resident of Bella Vista. Actually, all of the applicants, we had 5 applicants that I interviewed, and all of them were residents, which was kind of interesting, which meant I guaranteed that I was going to upset 4 residents. But very pleased with Corinne. She's settling in. She's going through training. And so you'll see a new face at the board meetings.
Yes, yes. Well, welcome, Corinne. Okay. Well, as has been the trend over the last several months, the financials are looking good.
We're doing awesome. Every department is either really close to budget or way over budget. I mean, we're just having an outstanding year. So here's F&B. Wow. Okay, so Highlands Pub and Patio, better than budget by $2,000. The Gear Garden, we didn't budget. We had that in the budget, but it was hard to budget when it's the first year. They're $13,000 better than budget.
13,000?
13,000. Lake Point, $16,000. This is just in July. BV Bar and Grill, $23,000 better than budget. They're just doing fantastic. Going back to the Gear Garden, we got more of those Pioneer cups back in, and we sold them out in 20 minutes.
That's what I heard. And in fact, I don't even have one yet. I got to get over there, maybe be the first in line or something.
You got to be more than the first in line.
Well, that's true. Maybe I can camp out there.
But we have more on order. And so those are going to be coming in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And these ones are glow in the dark also.
All right.
So other neat things, water department, better than budget for the year by 23. Activity cards, we've sold 970 more than prior year. Boats, 771 better than prior year. So we're seeing growth across the board. And on our lot sales, we're doing better. And coming up on September 6th is going to be our first online auction of 10 lots. So where you're going to be able to go in kind of like eBay,
Really?
and place a bid, and then you get an email if someone outbids you, and it's open from the 6th to the 9th. And then whoever is the highest bidder at the end gets the lot.
Well, what a great idea.
What
Let's see if it works.
kind of neat thing, and
Yeah.
open competition, and we'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah, a lot easier.
Yeah, a lot easier.
Fabulous. Fabulous. All right, now let's go on to something that I missed out on, but I'm very excited to hear about, and that's the children's choice
Mhm.
or preference or whatever you want to call it for some playground equipment, some potential playground equipment at Burksdale West.
So, and we had a great time while you were gone.
Did because I was gone?
Well, I'm not going to say
Okay,
that,
okay.
but maybe. So we had the kids' night here at BV Bar and Grill, and we had storyboards
Yes.
on some possible types of playground equipment. And so here is the one, and then we asked the kids to put stickers. So we have two choices. The one is a natural version. Let's put this one down there. And then the other one was kind of a traditional that you see at most parks and so forth.
Mhm.
And we asked them to take these kind of fun little stickers and put them down on the ones that they liked the best. And it's very clear that the natural came out on top. So that's the direction we're going to go.
Fabulous.
We had 25 smiley faces on this one, and I think it was 7 on the other one.
Aha.
So pretty good participation from the kids, and overwhelmingly in favor. And we already have here. I'm gonna put this.
Yeah.
We already have a number of these already in the community. We have it at Branchwood, at Reardon, and at Metfield. So having a different one at Burksdale West that's set up differently, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And the kids spoke.
And that's not necessarily the exact thing. It'll just be a natural
Yeah,
whatever.
it's going to be
Yeah.
something similar to that. It's not exactly like that. I put some writing on it that made it clear that it was somewhat like that, because those are actual pictures from other playgrounds. So it's not like we're going to copy the other playgrounds 100%.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I hope we have a opening day or I don't know, something to celebrate that there on site. That would be fun.
We'll have some sort of ribbon cutting or something
Ribbon
like
cutting.
that.
There you
we
go. I like it. I like it. I know we now have a new chef as well. Executive chef.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So Jerry retired. Congratulations to him. And we went and searched. We did a national search. We actually brought in a few people. One was from Atlanta, outside of Atlanta, came in to interview for the position. We interviewed several local people. And then we also interviewed Joshua, who is very local because he was in our own kitchen. He's got a great resume. He worked in Kansas City for a number of years at a very successful restaurant. And we felt that he was the best. And it's always great to promote from within.
Yes.
Joshua Minich is our new executive chef.
And I think he's trained in Italy some as
He's
well.
trained a couple different places, and he understands what we're looking for. We're not looking for a chef that's going to come in and completely take apart the menu and then bring in a new one.
Right.
We're always open-minded to modifications and tweaking here and tweaking there, but we don't want to gut it and put it back together.
No.
It's BV Bar and Grill. Well, we talked about how well they're doing. We need improvements, but it's not broken.
Right. Exactly.
We're doing very well. The restaurants are doing very well, and we're very pleased with how things are going.
Yes. Well, let's see. Is there anything we might have missed at the board meeting? It was pretty cut and dried.
It's a pretty straightforward. We did talk about, so the board passed changes to policy 8.01. If you recall, it requires 2 readings, so 2 votes on successive months. And so that change was done, and that's on board member indemnification, and it talks about directors and officers insurance coverage and so forth. The next Rules and Regulations Committee meeting is on September 9th here in the boardroom. So you're welcome. Everybody is welcome to attend and provide their thoughts and input. We're looking at maybe some additional changes to 8.01 and 1.02, but really that's up to the committee chair to set the agenda and so forth. But there's been some talk about some adjustments in those areas.
Well, rules and regs always need to be reviewed periodically anyway, so.
They should be living documents.
That's true.
And we know the downside of documents that are not living, which is our declaration, which is 55 plus years old and is really showing its age, and it's very constraining, and it's near impossible to change. But with policies and so forth, they can be changed, and they should be a living document that adjusts over time.
Yes. Well, I think we've done it again, don't you?
Yeah,
I think
we're
we've
good.
given Bella Vista. I think you now are up to speed on what's going on. Everything we do is a living whatever. Fill in your own word there.
Exactly.
And we're really glad that you're watching. In fact, we hope you are. Thank you. I think I've got another guest coming up.
Yes, Charlie Holt from our water department.
All right. We'll be right back. And we're back. And my guest today is Charlie Holt.
Hello.
And hi. It's really always good to see you.
You too.
I tell you, you have a big operation going on, and you are the water operations manager, correct?
That's correct. I've been here for about 5.5 years now.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about your staff. I know you have a pretty good staff. And
Yes.
what's going on there?
So we have 29 staff members with the water department. So we have a lot of different diverse people that have a lot of different focuses and specialties. So we have 12 individuals that focus on we call our maintenance crew, and they focus on fixing water leaks, installing water services, doing street cut patchwork, doing a lot of our typical maintenance and repair that we see out in the system. We have 2 individuals that are dedicated to repairing and maintaining our fire hydrants. So we have 1,800 fire hydrants in our system. So it is an annual job for these 2 individuals to go to each fire hydrant, service, maintenance, flow test, paint, whatever it may need. We have 3 people in our water billing department. 6 people in our water billing department. They are kind of our frontline employees that help the members start service, stop service, pay their water bill, things like that. We have 3 people in our meter department that they oversee all of our water meter maintenance, make sure we get our our monthly billing reads accurately, and then they do all of our troubleshooting and customer service for water metering. We have 2 individuals, one full-time, one part-time, that does our leak detection. So we're constantly looking for leaks, investigating leaks, pinpointing leaks, getting them ready for our maintenance crew to come behind and repair. We have 1 individual that is focused on controls and automation. Our water system runs automatically, but it's definitely necessary to monitor it and make sure everything's running as it should.
So that kind of works with the IT department? Is it?
No.
What does that mean?
It's totally separate. So we have a SCADA system that monitors all of our water tower levels. It tells our pumps when to kick on, it kicks off. It monitors our flow rates throughout the system.
Oh my goodness.
It's very automated. It runs by itself, unfortunately, until something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And then which is inevitable at times. But no, we have 1 individual that's very qualified that oversees that whole process.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we have our management and our administrative staff.
Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know I can't compliment you enough. I know that especially, well, all of your guys, but your maintenance people, in fact, are always very understanding about people's water issues and not misplacing plants and gardens and things if you don't have to. So, I personally think you guys are awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, they definitely take a lot of pride in their work.
Yeah. Well, describe a typical week.
A typical week, it's a lot of different maintenance and repairs. So, we're fixing water leaks. We have a 600 miles of water main, so that's a lot of possibilities for water leaks. We are installing new services. Obviously, new home growth is huge right now, so we're doing a lot of new service installs. As I said before, we are maintaining fire hydrants, we're maintaining pressure reducing valves. With all the construction in Bella Vista, we're getting a lot of utility locate requests. So our utility locator is very busy.
What does that
constantly
mean? Sorry.
So anytime, by state law, when you dig, you are required to call a Arkansas One call, and they notify all the utilities in the area that you're wanting to dig, and you have 2 business days to mark your lines so that the people digging know where your lines are.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thankfully.
Thankfully, absolutely, it's a great thing.
Yeah. You mentioned the growth in housing. Now that's really upped your job, hasn't it?
Absolutely. So far this year, we've installed 290 new services in Bella Vista. So that's 290 new homes. We're trending to do about 435 for 2021. And to just kind of give you some perspective on that, in 2015, when I started, we only did 70 that year. So
Okay.
the growth it's very huge right now.
Yeah.
So.
But those new water meters and everything makes things so much easier than the old system, correct?
That's correct. So a couple years ago, we did a transition in our water metering, and we have a cellular system that reads all of our water meters cellularly. So we do not have to, spend 20 days out of the month reading water meters. We're lucky enough we can do it from a click of a mouse now.
That's cool.
It is. It's very cool.
What causes a water leak?
Lots of different things. So. The age of the material is one of the major things. Age of your plumbing, the lines in the ground, the ground itself in Bella Vista is very rocky, and if your yard line has a rock rubbing against it, it may rub against it for about 10 years before it finally wears a hole through it. But and then the nature of our ground, being rocky, being karst, when we have our seasons change and things go from dry to wet or wet to dry, we get a little bit of ground movement, and that can cause yard lines and service lines to start leaking. And unfortunately, this rocky and karst ground absorbs the water, so a lot of times the water's not even visible on the surface. So some other things, freezing in the wintertime.
I was going to ask you about winter, what that does.
Yes, freezing, February, such a extreme, winter we had in February caused a lot of water leaks for customers. And then, oddly enough, toilet flappers. The flapper valve in a toilet is a very common issue that people don't necessarily notice because it's leaking into a drain, and it may be so small that you don't hear it, you don't visibly notice it, but it can definitely make your water bill go up quite a bit.
Interesting. Well, along with that, I know you have, what's it called? Ion Water?
Ion Water.
So how does that work?
So Ion Water is a customer portal that our customers can register and sign up for. And
on the POA website?
Yes, there are instructions to do so on the POA website. But the purpose of it is to allow the customers to monitor their water consumption to a 15-minute interval, so they can see the exact same data that we're seeing in our office. So it's a powerful tool because if you think your water bills are a little higher than they should be, you can go back to Ion Water, you can look at your data and see exactly when you're using that water down to that 15-minute interval. So it's pretty typical for we may get a call from a customer, their bill may be $100 higher than normal, and So we'll help them look into it, and we'll see, well, on a particular day in that billing cycle, they use thousands of gallons of water, which is, would be pretty out of the ordinary for a residential home.
Yes.
And, through the conversation, they remember, oh, well, I remember I left my garden hose on that night and it ran all night. And so it kind of helps, explain some of these instances where customers might get a bill higher than normal. Ion Water also has the ability for the customer to set leak alerts. So if your water meter detects a continuous flow for 24 hours, you can set parameters to where this application will email you or text message you when you have a leak alert. So that allows you to receive this alert, as little as 24 hours after the leak started, and allows you to address it quicker rather than letting an entire billing cycle go by and getting a very large water bill.
Mhm.
So it's a way for customers to save money by just keeping a little closer eye on their water consumption.
I know you probably do this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. With all these new people, I'm sure you tell them all about that.
Absolutely. We've promoted Ion Water, and every chance we get, we try to tell our customers about it, because it's a great application. There's no charge for it, and it's just a great way to monitor your water consumption. And a lot of times customers they'll register in response to having a water leak, but we're getting more and more people signed up for it every day, and hopefully that number continues and allows people to really keep an eye on their water consumption.
So let's remind everybody where if they don't know what that's all about, where they can find that information.
Sure. So you can go to the Bella Vista POA website. There's a link under the Water Department section that indicates how to get to the Ion Water customer portal and to get registered using your account number and creating a login.
Well, Charlie, I always learn something when I talk to you.
Oh, good.
And thank you for everything you do. Thank your staff.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You betcha. Okay, Bella Vista, it's time to say goodbye for this month. We'll see you later.